Here we are this morning live at IKC Impact Kingdom Church. And if you're not worshiping anywhere, I want to invite you to come worship with us next Sunday. We start at 8:30 a.m. Today's service was excellent. And if you just want to be somewhere where you can be around like-minded individuals that's trying to serve God, it's a good place to start. All right, you ladies, y'all have a great week. Yes, ma'am. Everything well? Yes, ma'am. All right, boss man. Hey, man, good to see you.
You too.
All right, you have a good week, okay, brother? What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, you?
Doing well, thank you. You been buying Bitcoin, my guy?
No.
No? Not yet, huh? Where you from, bro?
Brazil.
Brazil? Okay. So you know all about inflation then.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I tell people every day, I've been telling them for 9 years, if you buy Bitcoin and use it as a savings, not a get quick rich, but just a way to hedge your money against inflation.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great way to keep your money over time. You wouldn't believe that had you bought $50 worth of Bitcoin in 2015, you'd have like 20 grand right now.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say, even if you just put $5 a month in Bitcoin and save it for 10 years, think about how much that'll be worth in 10 years.
Yeah.
What brings you out here to the States? How long you been here?
10 years?
10 years? Okay, look at that. 10 years. Two Bitcoin cycles. There's a cycle every 4 years. And it creates more scarcity with Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. So every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoins that are actually created is cut in half. Bitcoins are created every 10 minutes from the block reward. That's how Bitcoins are created, through mining, a process called mining. So, pretty intensive process that's done only by computers, of course. A lot of math, a lot of computer processing, and electricity. But that process called mining is how the Bitcoin blockchain stays active and secure. That's why Bitcoins can't be stolen from the blockchain. They could only be taken from individuals if they don't, secure it properly, right? You hear about these centralized exchanges like Coinbase and FTX that have either been shut down or have had some money stolen from them, or they paid some kind of ransomware note. Coinbase paid out $440 million to some hackers. And another exchange out of Dubai, Bybit, they paid out, they actually lost $1.5 billion to I believe it was North Korean hackers. At least that's what they're telling us. Yeah. It's interesting. Could you imagine being able to click a button on your phone and having a $1.5 billion deposited into a not untraceable account, but account that you could move all over the globe to any account in the world instantly within a 10-minute block?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Couldn't even take $1.5 billion from a bank. Not at one whop. You'd have to be a pretty good hacker to pull that off. Have you ever bought any Bitcoin? You ever used it before?
I used it. But
Yeah?
It's not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you use it for?
It was for buy some filters for video editing, I think.
Some filters for video editing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You do video editing for professionally
yeah,
or amateur?
A long time ago, just for friends and.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But I know that many websites they use you can pay it for.
Okay. How many years ago would you say that was when you used Bitcoin?
2 years ago.
2 years? Okay. Cool. So probably, let's see, we're in 2023 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a bear market, so the price of Bitcoin was a lot lower than what it is now. Yeah, we'll be going into a bear market again next year. Really, actually, the end of this year, November, December, kind of starts the beginning of the bear market. But from now until October, we're in a bull run. So pretty much any money you put in Bitcoin right now or most cryptocurrencies, you're going to be in profit from now till October. But after October, everything's going to crash like 80%. The whole market, 60 to 70%, is going to go crazy. It's going to be a fire sale. Most people don't know, so they're going to lose a lot of money because they're going to sell. But if you don't sell and you hold your cryptocurrency until 4 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to be in profit again. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of just understanding the cycle, you know? Just like money, right?
Yeah.
It's like the stock market goes up and down every 4 years for the most part. 4-year cycle. Or well, I guess the stock market is more of like a 4 to 10 year cycle, right? Yeah. I don't really know much about stocks other than that it's centralized and controlled by companies that break the law every day and take advantage of us. You're going to want to stay in this left-hand lane over to your left, all the way to the far left. There's a big bump coming. I just don't want you to mess up your car. It's going to be a good lane right here. Once you pass that light, you'll be good. You can get in whatever lane you want. But I've found that this lane here is one of the smoother lanes out of these three going down this street.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see here.
Yeah, you seen that big one right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, let's see, we're in July, it's the end of July. It's July 29th today? 28th? I think today's like July 28th, 2025. So it's interesting to see how high Bitcoin will go in this bull run. You know, we're at 120K right now, 118K right now. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it went up to like maybe 150, 175. You know? It might even surprise us and do something crazy and go to like 500,000. You know, this bull run. That would be insane. Could you imagine if you missed that though? You know what I mean? Like if Bitcoin goes to say 500,000 by October, right? And you could have bought some now at 120K. I mean, yeah, you may not be able to afford a whole Bitcoin, but that's the beauty of it. You can buy as little as $1 worth of Bitcoin. And, you know, even if you just bought $1 worth, if it goes to 500K, your dollar's going to turn into like $4. You know? It's like 4x. So, you put 100 in, you're going to make like you turn to 400. It's like $300 profit.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's if the price of Bitcoin goes to 500K. Which I'm not expecting it to go to 500K this bull run, but I honestly would not be surprised. I remember this is my third bull run that I've lived through. I caught the end of when I first got into Bitcoin. My first like bull run was like at the end of the bull run. So it was like 2016, 2017 when I got in first. And I remember like January of 2017, one Bitcoin was only $1,000. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Can you imagine buying a Bitcoin for $1,000 and then 12 months later selling it for $19K? And then a couple years later it's worth 40 and 50 and 60K? You're like, oh my God, like what did I do? But I met a girl, she was telling me she bought a Bitcoin for $2 17 years ago. I almost don't believe her. Because I'm just like, you still have it today? You bought a Bitcoin for $2 and you still have it and it's worth 118K? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But show me the Bitcoin and then I'll believe you. I want to see it. I just want to take a picture. Let me see the transaction history. And that's the great thing about Bitcoin is you can verify it. You don't have to trust anyone. You can verify if they're telling the truth or not. You know, it's like right now, if I tell you I got $5 million in Bitcoin, I can show you. I can show you on the blockchain. I don't even have to show you my wallet. I could just show you, well, I could show you my wallet, but I can show you the wallet address, and you can look it up on your phone and see, oh, wow, this wallet address actually does have 5 million in it. You know what I mean? It's crazy that, like, there's an immutable record of money that exists globally now. I think that's what's so impressive and what I love so much about Bitcoin is that big banks and corporations and governments can't take advantage of us with money anymore because now we have an option.
Yeah.
You know? Hey man, it was great talking with you. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for the ride. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Uber to the crib. Something slight. Nothing crazy. I ain't popping too hard on your eye, but something slight. Locked door, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, something slight. Hold on, door ain't want to open for me. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all have a good day. All right, for sure. How the day going for you, G? Smooth. Where you from? You visiting?
Yeah, from New York.
Oh, okay. I was born in Jersey. That's what's up, for sure. Welcome to the city.
Yeah, I'm here for a little bit. Well, I leave tomorrow morning. My
Yeah.
brother came out here for the Junior Olympics.
For sure. Never leave on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah, for sure. You say you came out, your daughter?
Yeah, play flag football.
Oh, okay, my daughter too. She went to the All-American, I think the last one she went to was in Dallas? Or did they go to Austin? It was in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. How old is your daughter?
I'm 12.
Okay, my baby's 16.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's one thing we out here for.
Cool.
The reason why we travel like that is because of football.
Yeah.
Ain't never home.
That's what's up. That's a beautiful thing though. That's good. Be able to spend time with the babies. That's what's up. You been buying some Bitcoin, bro? You ain't been buying no Bitcoin? Man, I've been buying Bitcoin 9 years, talking to people about Bitcoin for 9 years. And it's 3 things that people don't understand about Bitcoin. It's an immutable record, meaning that banks and governments can't take advantage of you no more with your money. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about a hedge against inflation. Think about it. It's only 21 million Bitcoins. When they gone, they gone. And each Bitcoin is going to go up in value forever off of the simple fact that there's scarcity. It's only 21 million of them. And the way Bitcoins is created, every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoins that's created is cut in half. So that means the price has to do what? I'm on fire. It's gotta go up. It's got to. It's just designed that way. And if I send you a Bitcoin right now, I can never get that Bitcoin back. It's in your wallet. But it's always on the blockchain. The blockchain keeps record of all the Bitcoins.
Look into that.
Definitely, big bro. Be blessed, for sure. All right, you too, bro. always educating, always making sure my people is on point, Bitcoin with the cryptocurrency. Make sure y'all stay tuned into the videos. I'm headed up, mid-rise, going to the crib. You know what I'm saying? It's really all about information and knowledge. The more information that you gain, the more you can earn. It's that simple, y'all. You know, for me, honestly, can I be honest with y'all? It's not about the money. It's not about getting rich. It's about creating an inflation hedge for myself, my family, and for those that I educate. That's what it's all about. It's about making sure that the government and the banks are unable to take advantage of us over time. Because right now they're taking advantage of us. The fact that we're paying, well, me personally, I'm paying $2,000 a month. Well, I'm sorry, be honest with y'all. My girl paid $2,000 a month for this apartment, right? And when you think about that, $2,000 a month is a lot of money. And this apartment's not worth $2,000 a month. Nothing that we buy is worth that kind of money. But the reason why we pay so much is simply because of inflation. We're literally paying for that fake dollar bill. So think about it like this, okay? If the price of gold right now is at what? $30,000, $20,000 for a kilogram of gold, and an ounce of gold, just an ounce of gold, which remember in a kilo there's 36 ounces in a kilo, right? So if an ounce of gold in 1972 was worth about 30 or 40 bucks, how is it that 36 of those now is worth $30,000, $20,000? I want you to think about that. It's called inflation. It's called, they took away the real gold, because go look this up. They took away the real gold in 1933. Our president, Roosevelt, signed an executive order saying that all Americans had to turn in their gold. They had to turn it in. They weren't allowed to keep that gold no more. They had to turn it in. It was confiscated by the government. And the government traded their gold for paper notes. So just think about anything that they done like that before in the history of time. What's something in our lifetime that we didn't see them do that to? So an immutable record, when you think about what's an immutable record, when you think about what does that even mean? Like if something's immutable, what's the benefit of that? And that's what Bitcoin is. The benefit of an immutable record means that it can't be changed. So, okay, if it can't be changed, what's the purpose of that? Well, think about it like this. Do you want somebody to be able to send you money and then take it back? Or do you want to be able to control that money once you receive it? Do you want that money to stay with you forever unless you release it, right? And honestly, we want to be able to hold our value, okay? We don't want to have to release it. Think about if every dollar you earn, you never lose. That's how millionaires and billionaires get rich. Because the money that they earn, they're not losing it. They loan that money out, but they don't lose the money, right? Let me give you an example. If I'm a millionaire and I have $10 million, okay, in the bank, just off of the interest off of my investment, right? So if I have 10 million and I keep it in stocks, because if I'm a millionaire, I'm not going to keep it in cash. I'm going to keep it in some kind of investment account. So I keep the 10 million in stocks, even if I'm just receiving 5% a year. What's 5% of a million? Okay, well, let's break it down. What's 5% of $100. 5% of 100 is $5. Okay. So what's 5% of 1,000? Well, 5% of 1,000 would be $50. All right. Well, what's 5% of 10,000? Again, that only be $500. 5% of 10,000. All right. So what's 5% of 100,000? That'd be $5,000, right? Okay. So what's 5% of a million? That'd be 50,000. Okay. So if 5% of $1 million is 50 grand, that means that if you're earning 5% per year in free money just for letting the money sit there, you're making 5 grand in profit per year from $1 million, right? Okay. Now, if you have 10 million, that's 50,000. Did I say that wrong? Let me start over. 50,000 would be 5%. Okay, I'm sorry. $1 million. 5% of $1 million would be $50,000. Okay. So that means per year, if you're getting 5% return on your million, that's $50,000, right? So you can live off $50,000 a year, right? Now, if you have 10 million, multiply 50,000 by 10. So that would be $500,000, right? Because 50,000 times 10 is 500,000. So that means your base off of just your 5% investment, your 5% return on your money for sitting is $500,000 a year. So your $10 million is bringing you in, no matter what you do, your $10 million is bringing you in $500,000 a year. Now, let me show y'all something. That's the traditional system. That's what already exists, okay? If you take the same $500,000, right? The same $10 million, I'm sorry. If you take the same $10 million as a millionaire and you put it in Bitcoin, guess how much money you're going to be receiving per year off of that investment? It's going to be way more than $500,000 per year, because Bitcoin every year is going to give you a higher return than just 5%. So let's look at it like this. If you're a millionaire with $10 million, right? And you say, I'm going to put my 10 million, instead of putting my 10 million in Bitcoin, what if you only put $1 million of your 10 million in Bitcoin, right? And you only get 5% back, which you're going to get more, but let's just say you only get 5% back. That's $50,000, right? Now, I want to show y'all something. Okay. So, if we talking about what? 5%, which is 5% of $1 million, that would give you $50,000. So, you're a millionaire, right? I want you to think about this. You're a millionaire. You have 10 million. You're going to take 10% of your 10 million, you're going to invest in a Bitcoin. That's going to give you 50,000, right? 5% return. Now, let's look at the return of Bitcoin, because that's traditional returns. The returns in Bitcoin going to be better. Watch. So, I love to use one of my favorite tools. It's known as DeepSeek. DeepSeek is very similar to ChatGPT, but what I found is it has more accurate answers and it has more information, because the language model that it uses is more current than the language model of previous or other AIs, okay? So what I'm going to show y'all today is this. This was the question I asked it. I said, if I'm a millionaire and I have $10 million and I take 1 million and I invest in Bitcoin over the last 5 years, how much money would I have today? Okay. Now today's date is July 27th of 2025. All right. Now, when I asked it that question, it thought for 26 seconds, and this is what it gave me back. It says, okay, the user is using The user is asking about the return of $1 million Bitcoin investment over the last 5 years. They mentioned being a millionaire with 10 million total, which might imply they're testing hypothetical investment scenarios. Perfect. Okay, so let's get down to the gritty of how much money we would have. Now, it says, with your remaining wealth with 9 million uninvested from your original 10 million, your total portfolio today would be 9 million cash and 5.9 in Bitcoin. I'm gonna say that one more time. It said that your Bitcoin would be 5.9 million. Now remember, you invested only 1 million in Bitcoin, but now you have 5.9 million in Bitcoin. So your return, you're looking at a $6 million, almost $5 million return on just 1 million. Okay? Now that's if you're a millionaire. You have big money to play with. But what if you're somebody like me, or you possibly that's watching this video, and you make less than $100,000 a year? Well, let's say we want to invest 1% of our income, right, into Bitcoin. And we started 5 years ago doing that. So let's just say on the low end, let's make it affordable for everybody. We make $20,000 a year, okay? I make $20,000 a year, and I like to take 1% of my income, and I want to start investing it. How much money would I have today? So I asked it, if I take 1% of my income, and I'm making $20,000 a year, how much money would I have if I started 5 years ago investing? So it is going to run the scenario, and let's see what it pulls up. So what happens is, with the $20,000, 1% of that would be about $200 a year, okay? So if we're going to take $200 and invest it over a 5-year period, it says this. What's going to happen is, in 2020, if we would have started in 2020 with a $200 investment, and we invested it for 5 years, you would have had a return of $326 in that first year. The second year, you would have had a return from the $200 of $296. The third year, which would be 2022, you would have had a return of $268. In your fourth year of investing of $200, you would have had a return of $243. In your last year of investing $200, you would have had a return of $221. So your total profit, your total investment would have been $1,000 over a 5-year period, correct? So now your money is now sitting at $1,354. That would be $1,354, and that's an investment in Bitcoin, okay? Just over a 5-year period. So this goes to show that anybody, if they have discipline and they make their mind up and say that they want to start investing, even if they make little as $20,000 a year, can start to invest and be profitable in Bitcoin. All right? Now I'm going to ask it another question, because I want you to see the difference between Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency or other stocks. You know, a lot of people like to talk about Forex, they like to talk about stocks. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. So I asked it if I had $20,000 a year and I invested 1% of my $20,000 annual income into the S&P 500, how much money would I have today? So this is what it came up with. Okay, so here we go. It says if you had invested $1,000, right? You kept $1,000 in cash since 2020. It'd be worth $820 today, right? Due to inflation, 4% average of inflation. Inflation just means that the banks make more money. They take more of the money out the system, and you have less money, less buying power. Got it? Now, the impact of your consistency is that your $200 yearly habit that you're creating, you're taking $200 of your income, which is 1%, because remember, you make $20,000 a year, right? This is just a scenario we're running to show that anybody can start investing. So 1% of your salary, which is $200 a year, if you take that $200 and you start to grow over a 5-year period, now you have $1,354. So you increased your buying power, which is great. Now, it says if you continue doing this for the next 30 years, you could grow $6,000. It says it says you would have invested $6,000, which it could turn into $36,000 at a 10% return. Right? Now, it would take you 30 years to turn $6,000 into $36,000. That's $200 a year. Anybody can do that. That's the traditional way of doing it, right? Now, nothing wrong with that. That's great. You should be doing that at minimum $200 a year. But if you really want to take advantage of what's happening with Bitcoin, let me show you the power of Bitcoin. Watch this. Now, if I take, for the last 5 years, $200 and I invested in Bitcoin, how much money would I have today? Now watch this. The same money that you're going to invest over a 5-year period, which is $200 every year, you're only going to have a return of about $400, right? And that's in the regular traditional markets. Now when you take that same money and you put it in Bitcoin, watch how much your return is going to be. Now watch this. Now, $200, correct, per year, which is 1% of your $20,000 annual income, this is how much money you're going to have in return. So if you invested $200 per year, that first year, you would have acquired 0.01818 of a Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to break down what that means. Now watch this. The current price of Bitcoin is saying that the current price of Bitcoin is $65,000. And this is why I don't like using ChatGPT for this. I'm actually on DeepSeek at the moment, and I'm not sure why it's saying at that price. That's the wrong price. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the correct prices. And remember that this is, again, this is a computer program. It's not going to have the numbers perfectly accurate, but this is going to give you a good idea of what it would look like if you started investing at this price, okay? Because now these numbers of what your return is going to be higher than this, because that's what I'm seeing is it's not giving accurate numbers. Now, anyway, your $1,000 in Bitcoin, right? Because you invested $1,000 in Bitcoin, $200 a year. You're now looking at $2,798 today, which is really great because you took $1,000 and now you made a profit of $1,700, right? It says that your profit would have been, let's see, it says pretty much for the most part, your profit based upon capital gains tax is another thing you have to think about. It's between 15 and 37%. So I don't think there's anything other than maybe gold, and I don't even think gold is going to give you that kind of return. I don't think there's anything that's going to give you a return of 15 to 37% other than Bitcoin. And that's my whole purpose of making this video. Just really to give you an understanding of how investments are made, how they start, and that you can take a small amount of money, as little as 1% of your income, and start investing. Because we think that 1% is a lot of money. You know, we may live check to check and we may not have a lot of money, but 1% literally breaks down to just $200 a year. And the majority of us spend $200 a month on unnecessary things that we don't really need, or maybe even some things that we want, but if we can delay some of that gratification and start to invest over a 5-year period, you see already that anyone that started 5 years ago in Bitcoin is doing really well now, even with a small amount as $200 a year, okay? So I love you all. Appreciate you watching the video. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please like and share this video, and, you know, just send this to a family or friend. Record a little snippet of the video that you like best and send that to a family member or a friend, something that you think can help somebody, because that's what it's all about. It's about, I want to be here to help you. I'm as transparent with you as possible. I'm a retired Navy veteran, and I've been retired since I was 22 years old. I right now am getting paid from the United States government for the rest of my life for my military service, And my service continued to you as a veteran is now financial education, right? I spend the last 9 years of my life learning about Bitcoin, and I'm continuously learning more about Bitcoin. I'm continuously learning more than just Bitcoin, but I'm learning the financial sector, the traditional sector of economics and money, so that I can explain it to you and hopefully make your lives better, you know? I love you all. I appreciate you being here with me. I appreciate you watching my video, and I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless you all.